Hey guys, this is Urban Reddit and this is r/NuclearRevenge, where if a mother lets her boyfriend touch your kids, the kids are going to set the mother up. With that said, I've got 3 stories for you, so let's get right into it, shall we? This one's called Beat Me Up, I'll Run You Over. This story is not mine, neither of anyone I personally know, but it's something that happened where I live, and it became news last week because of how gruesome and stupid it was. As it is public and on the news, I will try not to give names, as not to expose even more the parties and their families. This happened last Sunday, April 21st. The revenge victim in the situation was an MMA fighter, and the perpetrator was his Uber driver. I refer to him as Fighter and Uber. The night the Uber picked up the fighter and some of his friends in the planned neighbourhood in the suburbs of my city. The group was supposedly drunk and were screaming and making a huge fuss inside the car, which annoyed the Uber. He asked them to stop, which they did for a while, but soon after started again. They kept annoying the Uber until he snapped. He stopped the car on top of the overpass and told him to get out of his car. This was late at night, so it had no traffic. The group started to get out, but the fighter did not like the Uber's attitude, so he started punching at the Uber right before leaving. His friends take him off the driver and the Uber speeds off. The fighter's group start walking into a nearby gas station to wait for another ride. Meanwhile, the Uber makes it back around and starts speeding back in their direction and hits the fighter in the back, running him over. From what I heard, the impact alone was not enough to kill the fighter, but that was just not it. The force of the impact launched the fighter in the direction of a truck parked nearby, and he hit his head on the said truck, killing him almost instantly while the Uber sped off. The driver presented himself to the cops last Thursday, April 25th. The fighter had 2 kids, and so did the driver. So, what happened? Did he actually get killed then? Or did they say almost killing him? Almost killing him, okay. Well, I don't know what this Uber driver was thinking, but why didn't he just go to the police if he had a camera in his vehicle? He probably would have been a lot better off, other than running them over and getting a prison sentence. I'd say pretty nuclear, this one. It's a wonder that nobody else was hurt as well. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This one's a bit of a bad story, as the next 2 are. This one's called A Pedophile Touched His Kid, so I pushed him in front of a bus. Right. Let's get into it, shall we? Before this starts, I must stress this is not my story. I had a pen pal and we communicate through letters and sometimes the odd email. This is his story. I live in a small village in a third world country, not saying which one, and I live in a small town with about 15,000 people living in it. The town is only about 2 kilometres by 4 kilometres, so if any big scandal happens, everyone knows about it. The backstory. Being from a third world country and all the police here are very corrupt. I think I know about that. They take bribes from everyone if they have enough money for it. So you could become a serial killer, and if you had enough money, you would not even have to stay a night in a cell. One of the people on the police force is one of my friends, but he hates what they do, but has to go along with it, otherwise he could get killed or put in prison. The story. Recently, a lot of kids have gone missing and no one knows what's happening. Nothing like this has ever happened in our town, even though things like murder and rape has happened. One day, it all stopped and the kids returned to their parents. They were covered in bruises and scars, and many had malnutrition and were severely dehydrated. All but one had to go to the hospital. There were 4 kids, and all the parents went to the police demanding what had happened there. What had happened, the police there just laughed and said that they should not stick their nose into the police business. One of the men there got extremely angry and started to shout at the police. He ended up with 2 cracked ribs and a broken leg after the police finished beating them. Oh my jeez, that's terrible. Talk about corrupt, alright. The next week I was talking to my police friend while he was walking to work. I asked him what happened about the kids, and he replied that with the police officers had been bribed to take cash from a local man. I asked him who it was, and it was a man who worked on a farm. The police officer said that if he came into town once a week and he started to bring back little kids to his farm, he would tell them that he would give them a nice portion of money if they helped him out on the farm. The ones he brought back got beaten and raped, and he only set them free when one of them started to become severely infected and had to go to the hospital. Wow. Oh, it makes me sick just reading this. Unfortunately, this is something that happens all too often in these third world countries. This got me really angry. My town had many rapists and murderers, but pedophiles make me sick. I decided to stalk him out until he came into town for his food. He didn't come out of his house for what I could see once, and I had started to lose hope until the 6th day. He came down his lane in this horrible outfit, and I got ready to follow in pursuit. As soon as I saw him go past me, I followed him, about 20 meters behind, until it got to a busy part of the town. He was walking on the side pavement next to the road, and I knew then what I was going to do. I waited till a car came by, and I nudged him in the direction of the road. He lost his balance, and the car smashed into him, going about 35 kilometers. I'm not sure how fast that is, actually. The car smashed into him, and he went flying over the windshield, so yeah, probably quite fast. And he got hit by an oncoming van. When he went to the hospital and pronounced dead. I don't regret what I did. The pedophile should have been put to death by the police anyway. Wow. Okay. Never mess with a person who's out for revenge, I guess. But messing with kids, he definitely got what he deserved. I hope he goes to hell for it as well. It's absolutely disgusting that a person can actually do that to kids. Anyway, let's move on to the next story before I get too bit irate and go all up on a rant. Okay, this one is called You Let Him Rape Us, I Set You Up. Bit longer, but I'm sure we will get through it regardless. Let me just bear with me a minute. And there we go. Okay. Also, the flare is wrong, sorry. Also, TLDR attend, whatever that means. I think it's just the telling of the story. Anyway, edit. The reason I put the sentences that are right below this is because I know myself it sounds completely insane, and a few people say it's fake. Trust, there is no one on this earth that wishes it was fake more than me. If I could go back, I would go to the neighbours sooner, but my reality is that I caused the death of my mum. I had to mature very early. I became like a surrogate to my sister for those last 3 years. I only wanted him to beat her up. He'd go to jail and my mum get help. I never wanted her to die. Oh, I think this story might upset me a little bit here. First, this is a throwaway account. I will not be replying to comments. Take this as you will. This is my story of revenge against my mother and rapist. First, our father passed away 4 years before this all started. Car crash. Maybe our lives would have been better if he hadn't died that day. Also, before I get into this, one thing you should know is, before this man came into our lives, our mother was amazing. She was loving, supporting, and put us above everything. She would soon replace us with her new man and her new meth habit. When I was around 9 and my little sister 7, our mum started dating this man. Let's call him Pile of Crap. Pile of Crap was tall and weighed about 250 pounds. He had oily brown hair and a face filled with sores. Typical with heroin users. I didn't like him from the start. He made me feel uncomfortable, to say the least. A few months after they started dating, Piece of Crap moved into our house. Everything was okay the first few weeks, I guess. Then my mum started to act funny, staying up all night, not cooking us lunch or supper, not cleaning, snapping at us for no reason, and started hitting us. Our lives had been turned upside down by this man so quickly. Oh man. Then one night he came to my bedroom, held me down and raped me. I was screaming and crying for my mum, begging her to come help me, to come save me please. And then I seen her standing at the door watching him rape me. My mum was just letting him do this to me. She was just watching like she was looking at a TV or something. Oh, God's sake. Oh. This story actually sounds like a witness statement. When he finished and climbed off me, he walked up to my mum, kissed her and walked away with her. My mum just left me crying and bleeding. I was just raped and she allowed it to happen. Not long after they walked out, I hear them having sex in the living room. Oh, seriously? It was my 10th birthday. Happy birthday to me. Oh, crying out loud. Oh. A couple nights later, I hear my little sister crying. I get out of bed to find my mum standing in the doorway. I run to the room to try help her, and my mum sees me. She backhands me across the face, making me slam against the hallway wall. I can hear my sister crying and begging with no one coming to help her. That was the day I started hating my mother. I don't blame her, I really don't. The rape and abuse went on for 3 years. I didn't know at the beginning, but soon found out piece of crap had got my mum using meth. Piece of crap and meth was the only important things in her life. My sister and I were nothing more than his play toys. I soon started noticing them arguing more and more about who got more hits. This one was stashing from another one, and you smoked the last one of it all by yourself. This is when I started planning my revenge. I noticed after about 3 days they would finally pass out and would sleep almost too, and their bag of meth would always be on the bedside table beside a piece of crap. I know most would ask, why didn't you call the police or child welfare? Because jail wasn't enough. He had raped us, but she betrayed us. She turned her back on us, and I wanted revenge and wanted her to suffer like we had. So every chance I got, I would move the bag, just at first make it look tampered with. Then I started taking it from the bag and placing some on my mum's table. These things alone caused a lot of fighting. They started getting physical. I would keep my sister and I out of sight when this went on, and they never lasted long. Well, I continued to do this over a couple of months, taking more and more, flushing it and dropping it down the sink, until the last day I took the whole bag. It was a good amount. They had just re-upped, like they would say. I flushed the whole bag and locked my sister and I in the room, and I quietly prayed that they didn't realize it was me. I'm not sure how long after I did this that everything started, but we watched like 3 Disney movies before they finally woke up. Then I heard him started yelling about his missing bag. The yelling got louder and more intense. Then I heard the breaking of objects. It was starting to get bad now. I hear my mum go from angry to scared. I hear him hitting her begging him to stop, swearing she didn't touch it. He continues to hit and she continues to begging him to stop hurting her, begging someone to come help her, begging that we begged her for so many nights. Oh man, crying out loud. My sister started asking to leave. She was scared and crying. I opened my window, put my sister outside and followed. We ran to the neighbours and told them that a piece of crap was beating our mum. The neighbour called the police and brought us inside. As we watched as the police pulled up to our house, started to walk to the door, stopped for a second and started yelling police and kicked the door open. After what felt like forever, we see a piece of crap being brought out to the police car. I wait to see my mum follow, but she doesn't. I see an ambulance pull up and the paramedics run in with the gurney. A short time later, I see them rushing back with my mum. I catch a glimpse of her once beautiful face, now looking like ground meat. Her face was solid red, covered in blood. She ended up dying on the way to the hospital. I never planned to have my mother killed. I just wanted her to feel the pain we had been feeling all these years. And I guess at the end of it, she did. She felt the pain and terror we felt every night for the last 3 years. She felt it all in one night. Do I feel bad about what I did? No, I don't. If I didn't do what I did, we would have been stuck there being raped and beaten every day until one of us would have died. Piece of crap was convicted of second-degree murder, possession of drug paraphernalia, I flushed the actual drugs, child pornography, pictures of us, and 23 counts of aggravated rape and 17 counts of aggravated rape against a person under 12 years of age. That last one is a death sentence where this all happened. We moved a few states over to be with our dad's parents. We hadn't seen them in almost 4 years, and for the first time in a long time, we were actually felt safe. My sister, still to this day, doesn't know what I did, doesn't know that I played a big part in our mum's death. And since we never talked about them, it never comes up. We were both happily married now. I have 3 children, she has 2. Both of us are active members of our PTA. No one looking at us today would ever guess the crap we went through or what I did to get us out. Oh wow, what a story. I really do feel sorry to say it sounds like a witness statement as well. And just to think the guilt that this girl has to feel for the rest of her life what happened to her mum. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. I'm not going to say if you enjoyed it, but yeah, please do leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. I'm actually going to go now and try to calm myself down. I feel myself getting a bit irate reading these stories. I don't think I'll be reading them ever again. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.